My unmatched perspicacity, coupled with sheer indefatigability, makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor.
So Andrew Tate just got released, and I've been a big believer that he was completely innocent. From the facts and everything that I saw, I just saw the girls involved as being slimy and a little bit manipulative. Politics aside, the Tate brothers have a lot that any man can admire. They live the dream of any 13-year-old boy. And to be fair, any rational man. They have women, success, money, respect. They have the love and admiration of men all around the world. So what is being a top G? It's having money. It's having love from women and respect from men. It is being physically powerful. And it's being somebody with character who is authentic and honest, as opposed to most influencers nowadays or anybody on the internet. Almost everybody now is putting on a mask or a face to pretend to be something they're not. Whereas the Tate brothers appear to be exactly what they say they are, whether you like it or not. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down their videos, and we're going to try to come to the core of how you can become a top G. Let's get into it.
I am a king, give me the throne. I need a queen, she better than most. I need a palace, I need a horse. If you want gold.
Charisma King presents the very first Seattle Bootcamp, June 1st through the 3rd. 3 days of doing night game in Seattle. There are only 3 spots available. Payment plans are available. If you are interested, text Seattle to 702-841-9909. Number 1, money.
There are 4 main ways to getting money. You either trade your time for money, you trade information for money, you give a product or a service for money, or you put something to work for money. I'll say that again. We're gonna go through them one by one. These are the main ways that money will arrive in your bank account. Remember what I just told you guys, the 4 main things about cash, how it works, how you gotta attack it, identify where it's moving, etc. These are the 4 main ways money is made. First is time for money. Now this is what most jobs are. And there's nothing wrong with the job. A lot of people are gonna come and say, quit your job. No, there's nothing wrong with having a job. And it's better than doing nothing. But this is the first level. This is the first level on how to make money. So what you do when you have a job is you give up your time to get some cash. So a guy will say, if you stand here all day, I'll give you X amount of money. And you agree. You give up your time to make money. The problem with giving up your time to make money is what? Who knows the problem with giving up your time to make money? I'll tell you the problem. The problem is you only have a certain amount of time. It's very difficult to get rich if you give up your time for money because you have a certain amount of time. You need to sleep, you need to eat, you got other stuff to do. You haven't got the time to sit there and get rich that way. So time for money is great. And obviously, the more valuable your time is, the better. That's fine, you can make more. But you still have a finite amount of time. And this is the problem with trading your time for money. Next is information for money. Now, the good thing about getting information for money is that your time is not explicitly linked. So if you do something like a video giving information, that one video, you can film it one time, but it can be given out or sold 1,000,000 times. There must be something you know. You know something. You know something others don't know. It doesn't matter if it's how to play guitar, doesn't matter if it's how to play piano, doesn't matter if it's how to fix a car, doesn't matter what it is. You must have some information that other people find useful. That information can be weaponized and it can be turned into money. We're gonna get into how to do that later, but it's not actually very complicated. You need to garner attention. You need to produce the videos or the subject material or the PDFs or whatever you want to do. Explain to people what you know. You need to establish credibility so they understand that they can trust you and they will pay for your information. This is another way to get money, information. So keep that in mind, write that down. Because when you write down your piece of paper information, you also need to sit and think, what do I know that other people don't know? So there must be something you know, and that information is valuable. You have to convince people it's valuable and to come and buy it from you. Next, this is what most businesses do. They provide a product or a service for money. Now, this is different from information because even though if you provide a service, you have information. Let's say you fix cars. You know how to fix cars. You have that information. But you're not selling the information. You're selling the service, which is different. The information would be selling me a book on how to fix my own car. The service is coming here and to fix it for me. So a product or service selling for money. This is very, very simple. This is what most businesses do. They get a product or a service and they sell it for a markup. Now, this is the way that most mega businesses make money. But in the modern world, it's quite difficult to do. And it's difficult to do because most products and services are monopolized. They're monopolized because everyone's already selling everything. And we live in a global economy now. And there's no product you can think of that I can't go to Amazon.com and find cheaper from China, and they'll sell it at a 1 penny, maybe 2 penny markup. Do you understand? So the product angle is difficult, the service angle is difficult, the time angle is difficult. So far, the only angle we have will allow you to make money scalable out and beyond is information for money. Putting something else to do the work for you. Now, this is what corporations and the mega rich people do. They either get people to work for them or they get their money to work for them. So to keep their time free, they make other people or other things give up their time. So a company will come along. Let's look at the slides. A company will come along with a service. It will advertise its service. It will then hire people, number one. It will get people to work for them. And then those people will give up their time in exchange for a wage, give up their time in exchange for a wage, and the company will keep money.
Now, first and foremost, I'm not the money guy. I'm the dating coach. However, I have a lot of very successful friends around me. I have a lot of millionaires and people who are making hundreds of thousands a month. I have celebrity friends, and I know many who make a lot of money working inside of a corporation or inside of a business. However, those people don't have true freedom. If they want to work with me, they usually have to come up with some fake name, or they have to pretend like they don't like women. They don't like going out there and talking to women and having sex with gorgeous girls. No, instead they have to shove this down and pretend like they are not interested whatsoever. So they have to put up a mask and pretend to be somebody they're not to satiate the corporations or the businesses they work for, which to me is not true freedom. True freedom to me is being absolutely capable of being whoever the fuck you want and saying whatever you want. So this section right here is not just about money, but about freedom. Money can be freedom if you aren't selling away your time for it. Physical prowess. I've seen a lot of gentlemen that I've taken on boot camps who will go out and will be afraid of the repercussions of dealing with a bigger guy or a powerful guy who's physically daunting. And Andrew Tate is obviously a very powerful guy. He's a world champion kickboxer. Now, you, the viewer, may be afraid of confrontation, may be afraid of getting in fights. Now, this actually will cause the exact thing that you're afraid of. When you're somebody who has boundaries, who isn't afraid of altercations, it rarely even happens. And the girl senses that extra level of confidence within you. You also garner a lot more respect with men.
I'm ready to kill. I don't do this for fun. This is not a sport to me. I don't enjoy it. I hate training. I hate fighting. This is I was born for this. I have no choice. I'm in here to kill. That's it. Pain. That's all I know.
What about your last fight tonight? What's going to happen?
I don't care. Put someone in front of me. Put someone in front of me. That's all I have to say.
Think this shit a game, think a motherfucker kidding till your family go missing. Fuck an origin story, I kill a nigga off, make it end at the beginning. You ain't never heard a nigga spin like this. Self-righteous, gang shit like we ISIS. Preach to the street like I'm Cyrus. I don't need an iron on the mic, I'm like Tyson. Since you on my dick, you can suck it like a Dyson. On my Walter White shit, I get you with the ricing. Do it in reverse, put the cake on the icing. I'ma use the pause like a motherfucking hyphen. Come on, bro. Hot shit like we hopping out the sauna. Little baddie, call me daddy. I ain't got a fucking daughter. Nigga flow so dirty, I'm compared to Flint water. Treat you when your man's like lambs to the slaughter.
Red corner from the USA. Andrew the King Cobra.
On the bridge match.
I've seen men who are afraid to do that which they want to do. They see a man around another girl, whether or not it is the girl's boyfriend or not, and they're too afraid to go say hi to her because they're too afraid of confrontation. They're too afraid of standing up for themselves when somebody's picking on them. It sets you up with a giant target on your back for any bully in the nearby environment. If you want to be a man, if you want to be a top G, you have to be somebody that is capable of violence. Not saying that you would ever inflict it, but you cannot be somebody that is nice because you have to be nice. You're nice because you want to be nice. Loved by women. Now, this obviously is my topic, and this is my strength. My strength is teaching guys how to be sexy and attractive to the opposite sex. And I think this video from Andrew Tate clearly explains what it takes to become that guy, that top G, that guy that is loved by all women.
Women don't respect men with no hose. Bro, look a girl in the eyes and you fuck her, tell her you're gonna cheat on her. She loves it. Bro, man, they don't respect a man. They don't respect a man with no hose.
She goes out.
A woman wants the man that no other woman wants. So
that is true.
So women try this idea of, well, I want a man that I know all the women want, but then he doesn't want them back. That ain't real, right? So the guys, that ain't real. So what I'm saying is what Will Smith did is he put himself in the position where he had no power and he got abused. And my point is this: when I said that the idea of being with one woman forever is going to be torturous, I'm not even talking about the fact that I don't get sexual variety. I'm talking about the fact that I cannot see myself 5 years down the line being in a position of power within my own life and household. So many lessons. And I learned that women are loyal to the dick they want to suck and nothing else. And if they're not having sex with you, they're going to have sex with somebody else. They're not going to go sexless. And whoever they're having sex with is the person they're going to listen to ultimately. And that person does not want them naked in another dude's house. Why would they, right? So I was trying to motivate girls with money. So the girls who loved me and worked for me, my main girlfriends, they'd get probably around 20% of their money. I'd keep 80% of the money they made. So they basically worked for free. They worked for my love and attention. The other girls was the other way around. I'd keep 20% for all the help I gave them, the premises, the typing, because by that time I had a room of typers. I had like 4 or 5 girls who were full-time professional typers. They were ugly, but they were smart. And then I had the pretty girls on the cameras. So I had like a professional setup. So I was taking 20% of the money from them and they'd get 80% of the money. So I was trying to motivate them with money, but motivating with money doesn't work for 2 reasons. The first reason is if a girl has no romantic interest in you, the idea of her making you money off of her tits offends her. Like you're using her tits. It's like grabbing a girl's tits who doesn't like you. Do you understand what I mean? There's something weird about it. They didn't like it. I'd buy a new car and they'd be like, fucking, why is this guy, why is he getting a cut? Even though I was getting a minuscule cut, for the amount of work I did for them, I was getting very small from these girls because these are the girls who I didn't know romantic interest in. That was the first thing. So they were abrasive. They were idiots. And the second thing is, the man they're sleeping with is always like, hey, why the fuck you working for this guy? We can do this ourselves. You can do this yourself. Fuck him. He's exploiting you. Because they don't want the fucking girl working for me, right? And what's amazing is every single time a girl quit, because we had a professional setup, because we had expertise, it's like a podcast, bro. You have a podcast. If someone were to go, I could do a podcast, go on then. And then you'll see them fail, right? So these girls would be working for me making 10 grand a month and they'd be keeping 8 grand. I took 2 grand. They'd quit, try and do it with their boyfriend, make 1 grand a month, and then quit. Every single one who stopped working for me ended up failing and begging for her job back. 100% rate, right? So what I started doing is, me and the other girls, I started having firing girls parties. Every single time a girl would get fired or quit, we'd have a party. And when you'd have a party about a girl quitting, all the girls would stand around and laugh. Oh, she's going to end up asking for her job back. She doesn't appreciate what Andrew did for her. Ha, 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 da, da, da. And then girls didn't want to quit because they knew there'd be a party about them. And they didn't want there to be a party about them. Do you understand? I had girls come to me saying, look, I have to leave. I'm sorry. I really have to leave. Please don't throw a party about it. Like, because they were so scared of all the girls who used to know them, like mocking them behind their back. So we had like this groupthink thing going on. But I wasn't tricking anyone. I was just saying, look, you can make a bunch of money. I never exploited anybody. I never hit a girl. I never hurt nobody. I didn't even have to raise my voice. I was a positively inspirational and motivating person. I was a pimp. I made them feel happy doing what they did. They liked working for me. So that was it as a whole. It was a very happy environment. There was no slavery element. You're not going to get a girl to work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week by being mean.
Women like guys that are liked by other women. It shows status. The way that you move and speak when you were loved by women is absolutely fucking different than when you're not. Anybody who's been in the game for a long time can contest to this. Having character and being authentic. We're in a world now where everybody fakes being somebody, where they are trying to put up a mask to try to get you to give them something, or trying to force a certain belief system into you about them to manipulate you into some kind of means, whereas somebody like the Tate brothers are very authentic and very much themselves. They say some shit and they mean it.
The men who say I can't feel like it cannot compete with the men who do not say that. And it is player versus player. The man who goes to the gym every single day, regardless of how he feels, will always beat the man who goes to the gym when he feels like going to the gym. And it's player versus player.
A good man controls himself.
I have absolute self-control. Emotional control is absolutely and utterly important as a man. You need to understand as a man, there are certain principles under which you act, regardless of how you feel.
Bam.
I can wake up in a terrible mood. I can wake up sad. I can ache. I can have a busy day, stressed, etc. I will complete the same tasks as if I woke up in a fantastic mood. I'll do the same things because how I feel has no bearing on the things I'm going to do with my day because I have duty to myself. There is no light without dark. You will not appreciate your six-pack unless you didn't have one and you had to earn it. That's how the world works. So when I talk to these dudes like, oh, but it's, you know what, Tate, yeah, I agree, but you know, it's hard. It's hard. Of course it is. It's supposed to be. And if you're not cut out for it, then fuck off and live a normal existence and die. Sit there, letting other men enjoy the spoils of being a man and fucking die. If that's what you want to do, just sit there and exist and then fade into history unremembered. That's your decision. If you want to level up your character, then you need to get out here and do it. You need to be around brave men. You need to get some balls. You need to get your network together. You need to be paying attention, listen to the truth, humble yourself, stop sitting there with an ego. That's the game. But I made myself this way. I wasn't born this way. I absolutely and utterly made myself this way. And any single one of you men out here can do the same thing.
They're not afraid of offending you. They are just saying their honest truth. Take it or leave it. In a world of fake people, in a world of people that you cannot trust, the one person that you can trust is somebody who doesn't give a fuck. It's absolutely admirable when you don't need to put up this fake facade and do the song and dance. You are the song and dance. You have molded yourself into a person that is worthy of respect instead of trying to fake your way to getting respect. If you're a man watching this video and you're trying to fake your way to respect, stop it. Who do you have to become? What do you have to do to become a man worthy of it? Worthy of the love, worthy of the money, worthy of the praise, worthy of the status. Are you there yet? If the answer is no, time to hustle, time to work, time to put a plan into place and to fight for it. Because this is competitive. To be a top G, it's competitive. You're not gonna be sitting on your couch being lazy every day in order to get there. You have to do what's hard. If it's easy, everybody would be doing it. Know that every time something is fucking difficult, know that is one step further than your competition. Know that is one step further than any other man. Know that you're making yourself into a fucking beautiful tapestry. You are weaving yourself into something different. And I hope this video inspires you to push just a little bit fucking harder. To become something a little bit more special. Now with that being said, peace.
King, give me the throne. I need a queen, she better than most. I need a palace, I need a horse. If you want gold, then I am the source. I need a crown, I need a sword. I got my team, we going to war. You are my kids, you be my pawns. We don't relate, you taking a loss. I am a king, give me the throne. I need a queen, she better than most. I need a palace, I need a horse. If you want gold, then I am the source.